What's up, everybody? Episode, I don't even know anymore.
58?
Something like that. We're getting closer to 60.
Yeah.
We're doing something right.
Yeah, we got a fire here tonight.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that?
You want to tell what happened?
So we were getting this fire, trying to get this fire going. And normally getting a fire started shouldn't be that hard. But I think these logs, they're kind of old logs, Kale said.
It shouldn't matter.
They've been sitting in the rain.
Yeah.
Makes it harder to start, but we didn't have good enough starter material in the pit. And so we're having a heck of a time getting this thing going. So we're pouring some gas on it to try to.
Well, they'll make it seem like we're pulling a whole thing of gas, like just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. That's all I said. No, a whole tank.
You might want to put that log on there, or that piece of wood.
Right. But anyway, it got to a point where I was just trying to add a little more on there, and the flame caught it, and some wood fell out with the flame, and the flame got on the nozzle of the gas tank.
It got scary for a second.
And it's the one time I came over and didn't have a gallon jug of water. I'm like, Kale, we need water. Kale ran faster than I'd ever seen a man his size run before.
Like I said, burning building, fat guy. I'm the first one out. I can guarantee it.
And he had a bucket of water sitting right over there. He went and grabbed it, ran over, put that fire out, stomped out the rest because he's wearing cowboy boots. I'm wearing slides. And so Kale took care of that like a champ. And I'm proud of him. Good job.
Thanks, man. You might want to put that.
I'll put it on. I also want to say that he said he hoped he didn't get water in his gas. I said, I better get water in your gas than to see your whole backyard and house go up in flames. Now I will put the wood on.
Hey, gas ain't cheap these days, so I mean.
Yeah, well.
Oh, well.
Watching your whole yard and house go up in flames would be more expensive.
Yeah.
Due to our own fault, actually.
Yeah, so glad we got that put out. That would have been a scary situation. And Maya's not home right now, so that would have been an awkward conversation with my wife. I don't know if we would have been around to tell that tale anyway. Sam, I think we're gonna do a pretty shocking. I mean, something we don't really normally do as much. We've done only once. Kind of a serious type of episode.
Yeah, normally, obviously, those of you who listen to our show a lot, obviously know we're normally more lighthearted sports, comedy.
Which we kind of been doing a lot of football lately.
And lifting every once in a while, nutrition, what have you. But
it's whatever.
We're gonna do more of a serious episode, as Kale said.
I should have cut those, but that's all right.
It'd be
fine. I just gonna have to stomp it out.
It'll be all right.
Anyway, Sam, what kind of episode are we doing today?
We're doing mental health.
Because it is men's mental health, and I mean, I care. I'm gonna say this. I think I feel like I'm gonna probably get in an argument with somebody or some people. Men's mental health, women's mental health, a big deal.
Mental health in general is huge.
I don't
care.
I don't. There's certain points I agree to a certain extent, but like, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
I was just gonna say, like, if you don't think that mental health in general, or if you're a feminist that think men's mental health don't fucking matter, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna be dead ass honest about it.
I'm gonna say mental health is huge and it's really important, but at the same time, there's people.
It's kind of disregarded a lot.
It's disregarded, but there's also people out there that use it. They take advantage of it. Like they use it as like, oh, my mental health, like, but like there's a category where it's legit like mental health, like like legitimate concerns for mental health, and then there's a legitimate category where it's like quit being a bitch and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
There's a balance there. You can't just go to that every time. Like,
it can't be your scapegoat.
Right, it can't be your scapegoat. Sometimes you do have to just like get your shit together and do what you have to do.
I guess it depends the situation that you're in.
But in certain situations, yeah, like mental health is still a big thing. It depends on the situation. It depends on the circumstance.
Yeah. So yeah, I might get a little heated in this episode about some things.
Well, I was just gonna say, like for you, recently getting diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, that's gonna weigh on your mental health, and it's gonna take a toll on you. But at the same time,
and I know it's my fault, so it's like.
But at the same time, like, okay, this sucks, but now it's time. I know I need to get my shit together, and I know what I need to do to right this wrong.
And fuck, I've dropped 21 pounds.
Yeah, and you're doing it.
Everybody tells me like the other day, you kept looking at me like it's different about your face.
And when I saw him the other day, I was like, I noticed like less fullness like around his neck and stuff like that.
Everyone has been saying your face looks skinnier. Your face looks skinnier. Something about your face.
I can see your neck more.
I barely drink pop.
Like your face looks way less bloated.
Zero. And then when I do, I drink zero sugar, but I don't want to talk.
Well, it's like even for me, like with lifting stuff or with work, like personal training, like there's just certain things that kind of get to you and they can take a toll on your mental health. But at the same time,
this podcast kind of fucking takes a toll on my. I'll be honest.
It's a give and take. Like this is affecting my mental health, and I have to be self-aware of that. But now I need to know, like, okay, what are the steps necessary for me to make this situation better? Not just drown in my sorrows, like a lot of people do, and I feel like it gets a bad name by some people because of those people that just wallow. They wallow in self-pity and they say it's because of mental health. Well, no, you're just like, and then there's depression, and I'm not clinically diagnosed with depression either, but it's a real thing, and I do believe it's a real thing. But again, people use that as a scapegoat, and at the same time, it's like, I get it, but you can't just wallow in self-pity. You have to take the steps necessary, be proactive in making your situation better, and own it. It's there. You're self-aware. You're dealing with this depression. You're dealing with these mental health issues, anxiety, whatever it is. That's okay. Everyone deals with shit. Everyone deals with stuff. What are you doing to make it better? And I know it's harder. So sometimes it's easier said than done, but you have to at least seek help. People are out there willing to help you.
There's this female I know I play video games with, and and that is I can have friends and whatever, right? So
right.
It got to the point where this is gonna make me sound like a dick, but she would talk to me about her problems at first, and you know what? It's cool. I'm a listener,
right? Yeah.
I try to listen to people's problems, and sometimes I listen to people's problems before my problems.
Yep.
And it's bad sometimes, and you know what? I kind of got to the point where I had to tell other people about it because, like, being the only person that gets told it, it's hard because it's like I keep telling her, like, the same thing over and over again. Don't do it. I'm trying my best, and it's just she has a tough go right now. Doesn't have the greatest luck, and I feel bad for her. But yet at the same time, like the group that I'm with, we feel for her sometimes. But there's times that she does it to herself.
Yep.
She does nothing to change it, and it's like, why am I putting? And again, this might make me sound like an asshole. And I'll refer this. I do agree, like, on the Agent Life Media, they talked about men's mental health a couple weeks ago. On a clip I saw. If it ain't getting better, go do something fucking about it.
Right.
And
that's the thing. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Go fucking, like, you don't like your job? do something about it.
Like, you can't just ignore it. Like, people that just bottle up their emotions or bottle up and don't talk to people about the bad shit that's going on in their life, that's not the right thing to do. You have to own it. Because it's there, okay? But you don't wallow in it like some of these people do, and you don't continually self-harm and put yourself in bad situations.
I hate hearing about people self-harming. That
Be-
one makes
yeah.
me really upset.
Be proactive about making your situation better.
You know what? And I know people don't like when I say this, but go talk to God.
Yeah.
Go talk to God. You know,
That's helped me a lot even in the past year.
I don't talk about it a lot with my church-going friends. And
Yeah.
I know Craig has been trying to get me to go, and Nathan's been trying to get me to go
Yep.
for years. It's
Yep.
not that I don't want to go. It's just, I don't know. I can talk about it, but I because of them, I have found Jesus more in my life because I like to go on my own and search it.
Yeah.
Until
Same.
I'm ready. And
Same.
I accept Jesus Christ in my life.
Yeah. Same.
You know, there's a guy, his name Dwayne something, and it's an old it's a cowboy school. It's a Wrangler school, and when I watch him, it's like I'm listening to a father.
Yeah.
And you know, he's telling you how to be a man and everything, and you know what? He cares. He might come off look like a dick, but he's not. He cares.
Right.
But however, I just, you know, I think, you know, like I said, people don't like when you say, "Oh, go read the Bible" or stuff like that. And I I could kind of understand that.
Right.
I don't want to force somebody like to do it, right?
Right. You can't force it.
But God has
It's something that it's a tool that can be used to help. And that's kind of why I started searching it out as a tool for personal growth and just to better myself and to help handle tough situations better.
Yeah. Yep, and I would agree with that. You know, there's a lot of there's some quotes and stuff I like, and you know,
yeah.
I had that situation a couple weeks ago at the alternator. That whole weekend was so tough in that week, and I told my mom, I said, you know what? The reason why this stuff is going on and happening is because God is testing His toughest warriors right now.
Yeah.
And or someone's been pissed off at me up
that's
there.
kind of a quote. That's a quote I like to go back to whenever I'm dealing with something tough in my life. You know, God's testing you.
Yeah.
You know, He's putting you through, He's putting you through some challenges. He's challenging you for growth.
And there is situations where it's like I don't know. I guess I overthink things too, like
yeah,
a little bit. Like
I get that totally.
We're gonna steer away from the God stuff now. You know how you always talk about you want to move to Omaha?
Yeah.
I always think about what the fuck am I gonna do? You know? I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of said something about it today to Maya. I'm like, what if he moves to Omaha? What am I gonna do with the podcast? You know, I've kind of thought about that stuff, and
it's not like we couldn't still do the podcast.
No, and you know what? It's like I tell Keaton, you know, we're honest, and you know, it's the reason you're in Omaha is good because it gives us a reason to come down. We like traveling to Omaha.
Yeah, I love Omaha.
I just can't live in Omaha, personally for me.
I wouldn't want to live directly in Omaha. I wouldn't.
So you would like live in like Papillion or Elkhorn or
yeah, somewhere kind of on the outskirts, like, and I think Mary would agree.
Yeah.
You know, she wouldn't want to live right in the middle of the big city hustle and bustle. Like, we'd like to get away from that.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day or whatever, and yeah.
And you know what? Hey, you know, I'm sure if I was the same way and I'm gonna move to Omaha and you'd be like the same way as me, like what would you do? You know?
Right.
I mean, I know you have no problem making friends than I do.
No,
I'll be honest.
There's just a lot more opportunity there for what I do. And yeah, I just, I'm not in a rush like this has to happen tomorrow, but I'm I'm planning. The planning is
Began.
it's yeah, it definitely has began. I haven't really started like
Oh.
working on my strength coach certification yet or anything.
Right.
Just cuz there's, I just it's a process, but
Right. And you know what? Hey, I want you to do what you got to do in your life. I ain't gonna hold this podcast to you. I'm sure we'll figure out a way.
oh
I
yeah.
can always get you set up. I know you're not the greatest tech geek about like this stuff like I am, but
I mean, I can be if I spend enough time just
unless I show you the ropes, you're gonna get it on your own.
like honestly, dude, like if I actually like take time to like mess around with shit and study it,
Yeah.
I can be a tech whiz.
Yeah. Or if I tell you the way to get it or the stuff to get, and I show you how to do it,
Yeah.
or you show yourself how to do it.
Right. Because I've been down that road. I've been the tech geek before. I just kind of got out of it.
The one thing is, I'll say too, and I don't want this podcast to die if it's just because of something like that.
No.
I think we'll figure out a way. I mean, hell, we're getting better at other stuff, but I don't want to talk about the podcast. That's not what we're here for. It's gonna get brought up in this episode, obviously.
Well,
but I just wanted to sit here 20 for 30 minutes, just saying like, oh yeah, I want this and that, you know what I mean? So it's like, I have the goals in my head. I know,
yeah.
I know I sometimes don't tell you these because I feel like I'm unrealistic, but I tell myself, hey, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
I
mean, any ambitious person is gonna have big goals, and sometimes at a certain point in time, it's gonna seem unrealistic.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep putting in the work, I mean, you will be rewarded. Like consistent hard work usually ends up with a good outcome. You just got to keep going.
But like I told Maya today,
it's just like the gym. It's like anything in life, career.
I told Maya today, the thing that kills us the most is the social media game.
Yeah.
Shorts and everything, that kills us the most.
Well,
our views go up.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like putting them out there, or say like something happens and we just forget to post about it, or
right.
we just don't take a second, or and things happen at awkward ass times.
Yeah.
So like Aaron Rodgers thing, like say if that happened while we're at work, we're gonna miss out on it, and that's fine. I'm not gonna say like you'll fuck your job, do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's not.
We're
doing what we can, and I mean it is what it is right now.
I told her I might have to run to get the charger. I told her, I was like, I wanna teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I said, but I just said I'll teach you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
right.
I just think that's kind of funny in a way.
Well, it's.
I still love her. And if she can't get it, she can't get it. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, you can't.
You
can't let the fact that if she won't do it or whatever.
I'm not gonna let it strain our relationship.
Ruin your relationship. No, you can't. Your relationship's more important. Like the podcast is really important, and we've put a lot of work into it, but there's things in life that are more important, and your relationship with Maya is one of those.
But I will say this is, how your gym is your thing?
Yeah.
This is my thing.
Right.
I put enough time and effort in this already as it is.
Yep.
I've changed 2 rooms in my own house now.
Yep.
For the fit art stuff. I've purchased materials that,
No, you have. You've put a lot of hard work, time, energy, and money into this.
Yeah. I mean,
the
one thing I really want to do is put more money towards like equipment and stuff. But hey, I like what we got going on now, and it helps.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just like I want, have people on here where I can figure out the mic situation. That bugs that. You don't know how much that bugs me.
Yeah.
Money's a little tough right now, and I understand that, but I always will find a way. And I think I have. And I think I have found the loophole.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna have to try that somehow, or I just gotta find somebody. That's another thing, I have our buddy Jarrett, and I really really want to do a podcast with him, but he's busy, and I have to understand, and I understand, he has 2 jobs and
Yeah.
a family and stuff, so it's like that. I think him and I with doing hockey, oh dude, it'd be a good time.
Oh yeah.
Or with Maya on there too, I think that'd be a great time. But Maya needs to build up the courage, and I'm not gonna force her to do it.
It's fine. Yeah.
We may or may not have to take a quick break. I might have to go get my laptop charger, but we're good right now.
All right.
So that's what that noise was. Anyway, moving on back to the little sidetrack there, but that's okay. It was good. It was just good banter about. I mean, it does tie in the mental health and everything.
It does. It's
You might want to put that extra log on there.
mental health is such a broad topic. There's a lot that ties into it.
Yeah. If there is, I guess everyone has their struggles. Everyone has their bad habits, and and those things like that, like habits and everything, can contribute to men's mental health. And it could be bad, it could be good. I know I have my bad habits. And let's just say there's weight loss, right? It's not been perfect. It's been good, but not perfect. I mean, should I be drinking this beer? Probably not, because of the carbs. My mom was kind of impressed. She's like, "Oh, well, I can't really give you much of a junk food anymore because you're really watching your carbs and everything." I'm like, yeah, I'm being serious about this. I want to be around for stuff.
Yeah, no, it's good that you're taking it serious because it's not something to just like take lightly.
No.
So, like I kind of said before, like you do what you need to do to improve your situation, and just keep, and you're gonna build healthier habits from it too.
Right. Which I've noticed that.
And having a beer or a few beers once in a while is not gonna. It's you can still do that. It's all about moderation. Like I'm at a point in my life, like I've been in fitness for so long. I've been working out since I was 13, and I'm at a point in my life where like I can kind of eat and drink whatever I want in moderation. I always train really hard, and I love it, but I also love to eat foods that I like and drink drinks that I like, and it's just part of enjoying life. And
You know what? You say that stuff. I kind of think about it now. You and I, when we haven't done something or we're on vacation, we kind of splooge sometimes on stuff.
Oh yeah.
And which is never wrong. It's just, sometimes you just, all that discipline, all that everything you've done to yourself, you deserve a little treat like that.
Right. Like it's like I said, like all the like I'm a power lifter as competitive wise, and these body, like no hate against bodybuilding, but the sport itself, like, and how lean and how shredded they have to get to compete, it just looks miserable. And I just like
I respect the shit out of it.
I respect the shit out of it,
miserable.
and I've been close to like stage shredded before, and it's cool, but it's not sustainable, and it's not sustainable to just like do day to day. Whereas you can maintain a slightly higher body fat percentage, focus on building muscle, and eat the foods you love more often, and just enjoy life a little bit more rather than worrying about having a six pack 365 days out of the year. I like being strong and having full muscles, and versus just being lean and shredded all the time. So
A thing that I'm noticing, we'll talk about this for a second. A lot of people are being fake, I guess, you start to see like these influencers that are faking their act.
Mm-hmm.
I can't name anybody, but I've seen it. A lot of these people fake their act, like, oh well, I'm a bodybuilder, or I'm a this and I'm a that, and people catch them, and it's like, oh.
98% of Instagram fitness is bullshit.
Yeah, and you'll notice people that
And
are on their fucking trend,
you
and
know, and
everything.
we're on that topic of mental health. Like, as a trainer, as an actual certified trainer who's been certified for 8 years, and has had a pretty decent success as a power lifter, it is a little disheartening to see like people buy into this bullshit on social media.
Oh, just the fake supplements that
Like
they would sell on there
just
too.
to see like these phony assholes on social media make a killing.
Oh yeah,
by just spewing bullshit. It makes me,
very disheartening, right?
It is. It can be disheartening and be like, man, is all this shit even worth it? Like,
Well, you know what? It's just like the comment we had weeks ago, right?
yeah, they take something out of context. Those clips can sometimes be like the stuff I say in them can be taken out of context, and they think, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And and that's
And
why
like,
people don't go watch the full thing.
And like at one, it's like I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it because this person obviously doesn't know what they're talking about. But two, it's like, really, dude, like, come on, like, it's just kind of a big fu to like all the work and studying I've put in all these years.
If there's one comment that probably
just for some keyboard warrior,
yeah,
in his mom's basement to tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Like,
if there is one comment that kind of gets me a little going is make podcast equipment expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, it seemed like the one that made you go in the most was, it looks boring. Get a job. That it's like, get a job. Like, what, you think this is our job? You think we get paid to do this?
Yeah, guys, I quit my full-time job to do this.
Yeah, like, no, we're doing this on a Saturday night.
I mean, if it gets to that point, then cool,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
But we
will never sell out.
We both have full-time jobs. Like, and we do this when we have time.
And I enjoy the shit out of it.
It's fun.
And it's very draining. Sometimes for someone who does a lot on it.
I mean, yeah, you're the
big cheese.
Yeah, you're the brainchild behind the whole thing.
Yeah. And, I'm going to be honest, Zach or Vance, don't take this the hard way or anything. If we ever somehow have to split from the agent life, we're going to do it respectfully. I don't think we ever will. But if we do, that day ever does come, it'd be on good terms and everything like that. And, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but I feel like I'm just digging myself a hole now, but no.
Moving on.
I will say is if I guess I'll put it, if the brand needs to flourish on its own, I think we'll go that route. You know what I mean? Like, and not in a bad way. Like, look at Busting with the Boys.
Yeah.
They started off on their own, went to Barstool for a few years, and now they're doing their own thing because they built their brand. Look at Call Her Daddy, another Barstool podcast. It's a woman podcast.
Yeah,
Alex, whatever her name is, and I'm sure with theirs, they go through the same shit that we go through.
Yeah,
I don't know much about Cameron because I know he doesn't have a whole lot of social media stuff. So for it, and that's okay. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. But, and again, nothing bad against anyone.
No.
Don't take that out of context.
No. It didn't sound like a personal attack on anyone.
No, and we love you guys. Trust me.
Yeah.
We might not talk a lot. I know we need to probably talk a lot. I mean, I like the idea of
talk more anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, I like the idea that we do the episode with each other next month. Well, I might have gave that away, but we got stuff in plans.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
But yeah, everyone keep doing what they're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, this whole thing can really fuck with me sometimes.
No, there's a lot of work that goes into it, I know.
You know, just like
sure.
the other day, I texted him like, dude, I lost a fucking vlog.
Yeah.
One I've been working on for a month.
And dude, I normally don't get upset about things. That I was actually kind of upset about.
I could tell.
Just because we both put a lot of work into that. Like we spent time on our trip vlogging for that purpose.
You know what the issue was?
And like I took, mindset away from the competition to vlog stuff and update. What was the issue?
The cord to my external hard drive decided to not work.
Interesting.
Yes. So my editor is connected to the hard drive. So I got everything pretty much ready to go. I just gotta do a couple things and upload it.
Yeah, the montage was cool of the meat.
Yeah. It's done now.
I know it looked like was it fully done when you sent it to me?
Partially.
Because I don't know.
No, there were some parts I had to cut out still.
Right. Because I think you had just like started on deadlifts.
Yeah. I got the
and
deadlift.
It was only like
I didn't record a whole lot in deadlifts, I guess.
Yeah, you only put like one deadlift attempt on there that I saw.
Yeah, I didn't want to put all your attempts in there because it would be like, okay, I don't
That's
have
fine.
Other people in there, and it's like, okay.
Right.
First time doing a montage.
It's all right, yeah.
Might have to put Hollywood on there, but anyway, moving on. Yeah, I think the product looks great.
Good.
We did a lot more. There's some things we should have done, but we live and we learn.
Oh yeah.
Great food, great times. I was able to get a good shot of you and Mary together. You and Marty. And I'll have to show you the picture. I screenshot it. I think I'll make a good picture for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Send me it.
Yeah. It was when we were up on by the ride in Mall of America, that water one.
Oh yeah.
She had her chin on your shoulder.
Yeah. Nice.
I was like, "Aw."
Kale capturing the most pure of moments.
Newest relationship. Yeah, moving on from that. What else were we gonna say about that? Nothing much.
I'll put that. You want me to put that wood on?
Yeah.
Wood.
You know something I really want to talk about? I know it might really trigger some people. Addiction versus choice. Now, that's gonna trigger. I know. I've had some arguments with my own mother about this on some things. And I'm gonna say more about it when Sam's ready to go. Yeah, that thing's gonna light up. Addiction versus choice. I think that if you are somebody who does drugs, right?
Right.
Say you want to do, you're doing marijuana, right? And I have nothing against marijuana. I just can't do it because I'm a truck driver, and I don't know if I really would anyway if I wasn't.
Nah.
Don't like the smell or anything. Not even gonna admit if I did or didn't already. Remember that time? No kidding. Addiction or choice. I don't care what anybody says. I think marijuana can be a gateway drug. Any drug can be a gateway drug.
Oh yeah.
My medication can be a gateway drug.
Well, what's funny is when I was in high school and I had some friends that started smoking weed around junior year. And actually my best friend from high school started junior year. And as time goes on, people are like, no, you can't get addicted to weed, man. You can't get addicted to weed like you get addicted to cigarettes. And deep down, I'm thinking like, wait, that makes no fucking sense because you can literally get addicted to anything.
Yeah.
You can get addicted to literally anything. Food. You can get addicted to food. You can get addicted to good things like exercise.
That's my and that's what I'm saying.
You can get addicted to video games.
But what I'm saying is like, okay, marijuana. Oh, hey, you want to try some cocaine, or hey, you want to shoot up some fucking meth?
Right.
That is your choice. That's not an addiction. It's your choice to keep doing it.
Well, yeah, it's your choice to even start.
And I kind of think that about the food thing because I deal with that.
It's
so
it's an addiction once they start.
Yes. Ooh, that's a pretty flame.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
No, see, you're almost going down the path of like recovery.
That flame's a little close.
It'll start burning that wood, and it won't be.
Anyway, but like, this is where my mom and I got an argument. She's like, "Well, what if somebody has depression? Is it their choice?" No, No, that's not their choice.
So, again, it's a double-edged sword because depression, it's not their choice if they're clinically diagnosed with it, but it's their choice if they decide to
get help or not.
Exactly. Mental health issues, anxiety, whatever. Again,
and
it's not your choice if you have it. If you're clinically diagnosed with depression or anxiety, I totally, I totally believe you. I totally believe it's legit and everything. I'm not bashing on that. But it is your choice if you don't decide to be proactive and get help and try to make your situation better.
I'm just gonna say this as a disclaimer: we're not experts, so we always say that. We know when we talk.
We're
about
not
these
experts.
Things,
this is definitely all opinion based.
I might be a truck driver, but I ain't no fucking over the road truck driver. I ain't no fucking expert. I just drive a truck, local. So
yeah.
But I'm still technically a truck driver. I try to give my knowledge. You fuck off, Lim. I try to give the best knowledge I could. Whatever, it's just like you. You're not always gonna be right what you think.
No, but again, with you talk about like gateway drugs and stuff like that, like people starting out, smoking weed, whatever, and then they decide to, go on to harder stuff. That's their choice to start.
You should have broke that board. Anyway,
it'll be fine.
I know. I just think the breeze is kind of picking up a little bit.
Did I feel a raindrop? I sort of felt a raindrop on my forehead.
You might want to check your phone.
My phone?
The weather.
Doesn't say rain right now.
Not really?
Doesn't. Scattered showers tomorrow.
Oh.
Anyway.
I just noticed that the cloud.
Nope. I'm starting to feel rain now. You're feeling it?
No.
I'm feeling rain. I'm feeling raindrops.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to have to close it out.
Well, TNT faithful, we got rain coming down. So check us out. Agent Life Media, Touching Base, Use Assumptions, Talking Dirt, TNT Boys, we suck. We're in the rain. We got to close this thing out. We got a fire going.
We'll have to finish
it's crazy.
This.
And we'll finish this a different time about mental health. Peace out. Bye.